Greetings to all. On behalf of the Department of Mathematics of LN Government College, Pune, India, I would like to express my immense pleasure in welcoming our Honorable Principal, Dr. T. Shagar, and respected Coordinator of IQAC, Dr. S. Manjulath, beloved faculty, researcher, students from various institutions from India and abroad, to this webinar on Introduction to LaTeX. I take my honor to welcome our speaker, Dr. Surya, Assistant Professor of Mathematics, Stella College, Chennai, India. She is multifaceted personality, a gold medalist in her postgraduate courses. She is a best speaker and viewer. The topic of the webinar is Grade of the Hour. LaTeX is a document published system for high quality of text. Nowadays, like to expertise in LaTeX. Hence, we have decided to host this webinar in association with the IQAC of our college. We are very happy about the overwhelming response for this webinar. More than 1,700 participants from all over the world have registered for this webinar. I once again welcome all the participants to this webinar. Before I hand over the mic to the speaker, I must thank my department colleague, particularly Dr. V. Annamma, Dr. V.K. Balaji, for their constant support to bring out this webinar. Thank you all. Now the session over to the speaker.
Thank you, sir. Now, ma'am, if you are ready, you can start the session. You can start this. Surya, ma'am. Shall we start, ma'am? Ma'am? Surya, ma'am? Hello? Ma'am, can you start? Hello? Hello? The participants are requested to wait for one more minute, and Madam will know she's having a issue in getting the audio connected. Ma'am, Annamma ma'am, can you just call her and tell her? Or the IQAC team of our college, you can hear us. Annamma ma'am, can you just call her and tell her? Surya ma'am? Ma'am, are you ready? Can you hear me? Hello? Or others, you can ask her to call me, ma'am. I'll tell her. Friends, this is a small audio issue. It will be sorted out within 1 minute. Ma'am, can you hear me, ma'am?
Sir. Hello. Sir, அங்க வந்து இது ஆப்ரேட் பண்ணல, ஆஃப் பண்ணி க்ளோஸ் பண்ணி கொடுத்துருவாங்க. ஓகே சார், நான் அவர் நம்ம கேமரா என்ன பாரு இது ஒண்ணு காணுது. இங்க அறியுங்க
Friends, kindly hold on for 1 minute.
Hello. Hello, ma'am. I mean, now we're got it. So that. Sana nikal. Mala sir nimche. Sana nikal. Most it means da. Mala sir nimche.
I hope Madam is coming online again. This pandemic in the time morning we used to get ready and completely dressed up, and we'll start sitting up in front of a laptop or a mobile, and we'll start listening to webinars for the past time. Ma'am, is it okay? Is it audible? Okay, right. Okay, ma'am, Annama ma'am, you can close the video, switch off the video. So this webinar technology is all new to us, and please bear with us, and sorry for the inconvenience, but we are also in the learning process. And but one thing good about webinar is it has kept us engaged for the last 15-20 days. So most of you would have got more than 20 certificates or 30 certificates. People are crazy about getting certificates, going here and there, learning. It gives them a kind of all is well mindset. Because it gives us a feeling that everything is well and we are into our normal lives, we are getting up in the morning, going out and attending a session. So it's good that webinar is helping us psychologically also, teachers. Otherwise we were all so depressed in the last 1 month, and this technology has helped us, and Madam is online again, and you all, I'm also anxious in listening to our lecture on introduction to LaTeX. Ma'am, welcome ma'am, and hope everything will go fine, and I'm always there. So you can, if at all you have any issue, you can either call me directly from the live, or you can call me from the phone.
Sure,
I'll
sir.
be listening to your lecture.
Thank
Welcome,
you,
ma'am.
sir.
Thank you.
Am I audible?
Yeah, very clear, audible, clear.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that welcome. At the outset, I would like to thank the principal, Dr. Shekhar, the IQAC coordinator, Dr. Manjunathan, the head of the Department of Mathematics, LN Government College, Dr. Tirucheran, Dr. Annama ma'am, and all the faculty members of the Department of Mathematics for inviting me to speak in this webinar on Introduction to LaTeX. Participants, I'm sure if you listen to this webinar carefully, then by the end of these 2 hours, you will be able to typeset a basic research article using LaTeX. With LaTeX, what can you do? With LaTeX, you can type anything ranging from a letter to a book. You can even present using, you can share your slides using LaTeX. And one thing that comes to your mind will be, should I know the basic programming skills? Should I have the basic programming skills in order to learn LaTeX? Definitely not. My answer to this is not, no. You needn't know the basic programming skills. You needn't be a tech savvy in order to know LaTeX. But all that you need to know is the basic operating system of a computer, like moving the mouse, saving a document, uploading a document, uploading a file to a document, and so on. These are the basic things that you would require in order to learn this software. So shall we begin? I just put on my PPT.
Fine.
So is my PPT visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Right. So let's move on. I think all of us will be familiar with the operating of basic operating system of a computer. So there's nothing going to be very difficult about learning LaTeX. So what is LaTeX? LaTeX is just a scripting language which is used for writing documents, or it's a tool to create a professionally looking document, or it's a typesetting program. So what do I mean when I say it's a typesetting program? To answer this, let's look at the various stages in the preparation of a document using computers. So using computers, what do? You first, the text is entered into the computer. It is a stage-by-stage process, right? First, we enter the text into the computer. Then the inputted text is then formatted into lines, paragraphs, and pages. The third thing that we do is the output text is displayed, and finally the output is printed. So there are 4 steps that we do. We enter, we format, we display, we print. Now in most of the word processors that you already know, like the Microsoft Word, you must all be familiar with, because I heard from Manjunathan sir that there are a lot of students, research scholars, faculty members, and it's an assorted sort of group that is present here. So you are all familiar with the simple word processor like Microsoft Word. So in most of the word processors, all these 4 operations that I said are integrated into a single application package, right? When you enter, you know how you type. You enter the text, you format it into lines, paragraphs, and pages. Then you see it getting displayed on the screen, and finally you print the output. But a typesetting program like LaTeX is concerned only with the second stage that I told about. What is the second stage? The second stage that I mentioned above is formatting. Okay, so to typeset a document using text, we only type the text of the document and the necessary formatting commands in a text editor, and then we compile it. After that, the document can be viewed using a previewer, or it can be printed using a printer driver. This LaTeX can also be pronounced as LaTeX or LaTeX. So these are some things that you must know in order to get started. So let's look into a little bit of history, who developed it and why did he develop, and so on. LaTeX was originally written by Leslie Lamport. The tech in LaTeX refers to Donald Knuth's tech typesetting system. It is believed that Donald Knuth was a programmer, but he had his interest in mathematics, and therefore he called it tech, where he interpreted it. I read in an article that he interpreted that T as tau, E as epsilon, and that X as chi. Okay, so that's why it's called as tech. And LA in LaTeX stands for Leslie Lamport. He was the one who originally wrote it. So that is why it's called LaTeX. It uses the text formatter as its typesetting engine, and it is aimed at typesetting text and mathematical formulae. Now, tech is also the first syllable of the Greek word technique. So some people say since it's derived from that Greek word called technique, so that's why this first word has come here. Okay, why should I use LaTeX? That must be the question in most of your minds. It allows users to very quickly tackle the more complicated parts of typesetting, such as inputting mathematics. If you're familiar with Microsoft Word, then inputting mathematics is quite a difficult task. Creating table of contents is the next one. See, in case you have a 100-page document and you have to write down the contents of, have to write down the table of contents with its page numbers, then it's going to be really difficult. But LaTeX does this in a single command. That's it, and it's done. And it minimizes the drudgery of formatting, numbering, and also referencing. So we will look into all these in detail when we move into the content part of it. It also gives a consistent layout across all sections, and it has a very powerful control of document generation, particularly very large technical documents. And the most important reasons as to why people use LaTeX is that it separates the content of the document from the style. So all that you need to do is only concentrate on the content of the document. Once your content is ready, then formatting is going to be pretty easier while you use LaTeX. Now, the next question is that does LaTeX have only advantages? Does it not have any disadvantage? You always know that there are always two sides to a coin, and definitely when there is an advantage, there's also going to be a disadvantage. But let's not call it disadvantage. The learning curve is definitely steeper because you have to know a little bit of commands. So the learning curve is steeper than in the case of other text editors, but the outcome is worth mastering. Okay, so for this, you can learn LaTeX. I also came across a journal. There are different journals for that matter. I have named only one to just give you a sample where it says this journal of Ramanujan Society of Mathematics and Mathematical Sciences. I have also specified the link there. If you're interested, you can just click on the link and see the requirements of the journal. The requirements of the journal says it charges extra for the articles which are not in the LaTeX format. So does this not give you a hope to learn LaTeX? Yeah, good. Okay, now let's move on. So I said article, I've been discussing about article, journal. So that moves on to, gives a link for my next slide, which says research is to see what everybody else has seen and to think what nobody else has thought. But I'm not here to give you an explanation of how to do your research, but rather I'm going to tell you how to write a research paper. As mentioned earlier, since there is an assorted group here, the basic, the faculty members and the research scholars would know what are the basic designs of a research paper. This is for the people. I just go through a quick glance of what is the basic research, basic design of a research paper for those who aren't aware of it. So first comes the title, followed by the name of the author or the institutional address, followed by the abstract keywords. Then the entire article is divided into sections, where the first section must be the introduction, the second one the literature, a little of the literature survey, followed with the basics or the preliminaries, then the main results, followed by the conclusion, and then finally the reference and the citation of the reference inside the paper. So this is the basic design of a research paper. Once we are through, we will look into the installation process. I do not consider this a waste teaching you how to install, because I am giving you just the introduction of how to prepare your document using LaTeX. So we will start from the installation procedure. The first, assuming that you're using Windows, there are a few things that need to be installed. The first of these is called MidTeX. This is the software which is used to compile the files into a presentable format. It also includes a DVI viewer. DVI stands for device independent. Okay, and it is the default output layout for LaTeX. The next is the editor.
Ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Just sorry for interrupting, ma'am. Actually, there is a icons that say stop sharing. No,
Yes,
just next to that hide is there. If you click that, it will go off, so that
yes,
no.
Yes,
the whole PowerPoint. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You can proceed. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. The next is the editor. That is, the program written must be run to convert these instructions into a printed output. For this, I have used TeXworks. TeXworks is one of the basic editor that comes along with MidTeX when you try to install it. Now, there are other alternatives such as Technic Center, TeXmaker, TeXstudio, WinEdit, and so on. There are many other editors. I thought I will teach you with TeXworks because it's a basic one, and you tend to learn the basic programming when you learn the basic editor. Okay, but TeXstudio gives you a default option. I will explain about TeXstudio when I conclude. How do I install? You can either click on this link, HTTPS, you can take a note of it, or you can type MidTeX 2.9 setup. 2.9 is the version setup in Google. So when you type this, you get to go to this page. Click on the first link there. It moves on to this page. There you can see basic installer. 2 basic installers are there and 2 net installers are there. You can click on the net installer. Why are there 2 net installers is One is for the 62-bit processor and the other is for the 32-bit processor. So for depending on the property of your laptop, or your system which you're using, you can either download either of them. You can either download a 32-bit or a 64-bit. Now, once you click on the download button that is there, it gets downloaded in one of your downloads. Okay, so it's can you see here setup 2.9.6942. That's the version of it. So it gets downloaded like this. Double click on it, it moves on to this page. You can go through the copying conditions. These are default options. You can go through the copying conditions and then click on that checkbox. I accept the MikTeX copying conditions and click on next. It will move on to this page. Now you have to be a little careful when I say download and install. There are two options, download and install. Now, first of these is download. Okay, first you must do download. Only then we'll come back again and do installation. So first you click on download and click on this next button. So once you're done with it, it will move on to this page. This page has again two things. One is basic MikTeX or a complete MikTeX. Either you can click either of the one, but even if you click the basic MikTeX package, there will be some packages which you will be using in your coding, which is not installed in case you click on a basic MikTeX. So at that time also, there's a possibility that you can keep installing it. Or if your connectivity is very fine, it's very fast and reliable, then you click on complete MikTeX and click on the next button. It will move on to this page. LaTeX was originally created for Linux, so it's a very little picky about these path names. So be careful with the path names. If you want to change the location, you can very well change the location. Click on next. It will move on to this and ask if it can start the package. Click on start. It will start downloading. It's quite a big package, so it will take some time to download. So once you're done with the download, then again move on to that setup which was downloaded initially. So double click on it again. It will move on to this screen again. Click on OK, I accept. Then once you're done with the download, now you will click on install MikTeX. And then click on the next button. Once you click on install MikTeX, this will take only a few minutes for you to do it. So it will take about 10 to 15 minutes. That's it. So once you install MikTeX, you will be directed to your MikTeX. LaTeX will get installed, and finally, where will you be able to access LaTeX is on the start button. Okay, as you can see here, I have just taken a screenshot. This is the one you can see. If you click on M, you can see MikTeX 2.9 new. Then underneath that you have MikTeX console, TextWorks, and mobile plans. That's something else. Okay, so now we will move on to the basic document. Let's see how to get started with this, right? I'll move on to the basic text document. So as I told you, click on the start button. Once you click on the start button in your M, can you see you have this MikTeX 2.9 here. Click on TextWorks. TextWorks gets installed. This editor gets automatically installed when you click on MikTeX. When you download and install MikTeX, it automatically gets downloaded. But in case you want to use any other editor that I specify, like TextLive or TextStudio or anything, you have to install it separately, right? Now let's move on. So once you double click on this, a page like this will open. Yes, this is the page that will open once you click on. So is this visible? I hope it is visible. Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, so this is the page that will open when you click on LaTeX. And the first line that you must type is /document class. Then comes the class. You're describing the class. I want to type an article, so I will type this as an article. Okay, so /document class article. That's your first line when you type that you have to give. Now this / is refers to a command. This is the syntax. And so there's no change. There's not going to be any change in it. Take a note of this / everywhere. Only this / is used. And once I typed it, you noticed that it was typed in blue color. That's because of the syntax coloring. It says it's a syntax. That's why the color is different. So slash document class article. Now I said with LaTeX you can type anything ranging from a letter, a report, an article, a book, or a slide. Okay, so instead of an article you can have a report, if or you can have a letter. You can type, the classes can range. Here instead of this you can type letter, or you can type as a report, or you can type a slide. Now that I'm going to teach you an article, I will maintain it with article class itself. And you can also give options which will hold good for the entire document. Now the options can be anything, like the font size. So in case I need a 12 point font size, then I can type it as 12 pt. And in case I need it on an A5 paper, I can type it as A5. You can also have an A4 paper, you can have an executive paper, you can have a legal bond paper. Whatever paper you're using, you have to just specify it. And I can say I'm going to use a 1-column article. I don't want it as a 2-column article. I just want it as a 1-column article. Now, options is optional. Okay, so you can either type this out, or you can just leave this without typing. The question may arise, what happens if I do not type this? If you do not give any commands for these options, then the default options will be taken into consideration. It will be, by default, it will be an A4 paper, and it will be a 1-column document article only. You can even type it as a 2-column article if you require. Okay, so this and one more thing to be noted is always options are written in square braces, not within curly braces. Curly braces is for commands, and square braces is for options. Right? So then this is the first line of a LaTeX document. What is the second line of the LaTeX document? Then comes the preamble. The next, after you define the first one, comes the preamble. The preamble is nothing but the packages which need to be installed. Okay, so the command for it is /use package. You have to type it as I type here. There is no space between document and class. There's no space between use and package. Okay, there are different packages such as AMS Math. In case you're moving into a mathematical mode, then you have to use AMS Math, or you can use AMS Fonts, or you can use AMS AMS Sim for symbols, AMS Graphics, and so on. Okay, and there's one more package called as Geometry, AMS Geometry. Geometry gives you the page width, page size, and so on. So here, instead of here, I can even specify and change my page width. That is, the margin styles can be changed. H margin, H stands for horizontal. So horizontal margin, I can set my horizontal margin. So for example, if I set it as 4 centimeter, and the vertical margin, V stands for vertical. So vertical margin, I can set for 4 centimeter again. Now, if you do not see, again, this is optional. If you do not set this, what will happen is that the default option will be taken care of. Okay, so once you're done with this, this is the second thing that you must specify. The first is the document class, and you have to specify the class, whether it's an article or a letter or a slide or a book. Then comes the use package, that's called as a preamble. The next is the main document, body of the document. The body of the document should be enclosed within this command, /begin document and /end document. Sorry, I missed out a B. /begin document and /end document. Whatever you write, see, always this begin statements should be enclosed with the end statement as well. So if you begin something, you also have to end something. Whatever you write between this will get executed. Within this, these two statements alone will get executed. If you type anything and after the end /end document, it will not get executed. So let me type something. This is my first document in LaTeX. First document in LaTeX. So if I type this, how do I execute? So now I want this as my output. Let me see how to execute. Can you see a green triangle here? You have to click on this green triangle. That's the compile button. Okay, so if you click on this button, then this is how it will appear. There will appear dialog box here, and it will ask you to save the file. With what file name should I say? This is your usual dialog box that appears when you use any kind of a word processor. So here, if I say it's sample1, I have used that name, I think, yes. Okay, sample2, I say, and I'm saving it. See, I'm saving it within a folder. This is my folder. I'm saving it within a folder. That's the second thing that is to be noted. All your LaTeX files should be saved only within a folder. You should not save it here and there, or should not save it on the desktop, because you tend to save only one document, document that you're typing. But LaTeX gets it generates different types of documents in order to run your program. So all these files should be kept in the same place. Therefore, I would recommend that you always keep the file in a single folder. Okay, so sample2 is saved within this folder, and I give save. So once I give save, this is the about option. I click on this triangle. There you can see the console output and a series of lines running beneath. That will execute whatever you had written, and finally you see on the right hand side you get, this is my first document. Can you see the output? Okay, this is the output. This is my first document. Whatever I typed between /begin document and /end document appears as my output. So this I get as my output. I get my output as, this is my first document in LaTeX. So this is just simple as that. Okay, so this is how you type anything in LaTeX. The first one is /document class. The second thing is /use package. Then begins the /begin document and /end document. Right now, we will move on to some simple commands. So what do I do in order to give some simple commands? The first of these I would like to tell you is about italicizing. In case you want to emphasize something, the command which is used for this is /emph. Okay, /emph stands for /emphasize. Emphasizing is italicizing. So once you give a command, you click on this green button so that it will execute the file and show you. So again, these lines, there will be a set of lines which are executed. And can you see the output now? This is my first document in LaTeX. Can you see only this first is italicized? Now, if I need both first and document to be italicized, what do? I just have to enclose it within brackets, curly braces, right? If I enclose this within curly braces, then automatically both will get italicized. You always have to wait a little in order for this to get executed. Can you see now the output? First document, both first and document gets italicized in LaTeX. So this is your first lesson. The first lesson is for italicizing, you have /emph. Now, there's a special format for writing LaTeX. The format for writing LaTeX is this: LA. You will see the output. LAT, capital T, E, small e, and capital X. This is by the author. The author has a special way of depicting it. So inside LaTeX, this will work. Okay, so when you click on /LaTeX, this is how your output will appear. Can you see how the output appears here? Yes. So this is my first document in LaTeX. Appears like this, right? Yeah, so LaTeX is written only like this, LATEX. This is the special way of writing. Then I typed it on. I have to put the today's date. I typed it on. I need the date. Now suppose I type this document today, but when I submit my article, I will submit it only on Sunday. So when I submit it on Sunday, I want Sunday's date to be there, not today's date. Okay, so what do I do in order to give that? I also have a command for this. If I type on /today, then automatically the date will get modified to the current date. Okay, and it's the date will be followed by the American style, that is the month followed by the date and then followed by the year. So I typed it on. Did I type the date here? No, I did not. I typed it /today was a command that I gave, but you notice that you get the date to be today's date. So this is the next one that you can learn using this. Now For getting the moving on to the next paragraph, what do you do is the next question. So I keep on typing like this. You will notice that, see, you will notice the output when I executed the output, when I compiled the output and showed you. Even though I had typed it in a single line, my output is in 2 different lines. Do you notice that? Okay, so formatting, I told you, formatting will be taken care of by LaTeX itself. Therefore, you needn't worry about the formatting. In order to get on to the next paragraph, all that you need to do is just leave a blank line. Okay, so if you leave this blank line and move on to the next line, then type on something. So this will get typed on when you execute this and see it will be typed on in the next paragraph. So for moving on to the next, can you see this is moving on to the next paragraph. So this is these two is in the first paragraph. This is in the second paragraph. Now you say it's indented. Right, you have an indentation. Suppose I don't require an indentation here, then the command that I can give is /no indent. Sorry, it's in caps lock. /no indent. If I give this command and if I try to execute this, then you can see that there will be no indentation. Do you notice? There's no indentation here. So it automatically gets like this. So this is the one that is used for moving on to the next one. Now, you notice that the first line and the second line, I did not give a break, but there is a break between the two. Now, what do I do in order to move it on to the next line? Suppose you have a paragraph and you have to move it on to the next line. Then what do you do is the next question. Now, so when you have that, I will move on to one basic document which I've already created. Now you can look into this document. This is what I told you already. And so when you see, this is my first document. I've used this. Now you feel this is the first line. Just read through this. This is the first line. The use of double backslash is that it moves the text after it to the next line. Okay, so what is the next command that we are going to use is double backslash. So what the use of this double backslash is, it moves it on to the next line. For moving on to the next paragraph, you leave a blank line. For moving on to the next line, you you type out a double backslash. Can you see this command here, double backslash? So when I execute this file, you will notice that your output gets typed like this. Do you notice? This is the second line. See, before this is the second line, there's a double. So this is the second line, moves on like this. I'll move on so that you will be able to see it side by side. So this is, I think it's visible now. So this is the second line, moves on to the next line. Till this, it was in the first line. Then this is the second line, moves on to the next line. Now, there's one more command which I've given here. /v space is equal to 1 centimeter. What does this command stand for? V space stands for vertical space. Okay, so if you need a space between two lines, the vertical space between the two lines can be determined by this command called as /v space. Just for the sake of giving a break, I've used this command /v space 1 centimeter, and you see the difference between the two, right? You can, there is also another option for giving v space. The other option is this. It's an optional option. If you give a double backslash and if you give 20 pt, then it will move on to the next line, and also it will leave a space of 20 points between the previous line and the next line. Okay, so this is the output that, as you can see, the output is here. Right. Okay. So this is the next command. So we have seen what is emphasizing, how to write LaTeX, how to write today's date, and then we have seen for moving on to the next paragraph, we leave a blank line. Then for no indentation, we give the command /no indent. Then for moving on to the next line, the double backslash is given. And finally, for giving the vertical space, we use this command /v space. Now, in order to adjust spaces between two things, between two words, what do you do is the next one. In order to adjust spaces between two words, see, I have written the numbers 1, 2, 3, etc. Dot. Okay, etc. Usually we put a dot. Now, LaTeX understands this as a completion of a sentence. Usually, where do we keep a full stop? Only when a sentence gets completed. But this doesn't mean that. So, when I try to execute this, there will be a very big space between this dot and R. So in order to reduce the spaces, in order to adjust the space, all that you can use is this command called as slash, backslash. A single backslash, double backslash means it will move on to the next line. A single backslash will tell you to adjust the space. If it's a bigger space, it will shorten it. If it is a smaller space, it will largen it. Okay. So this is a command which is used for, you can see here, the space is correct between this and this. Whereas after full stop, you can see the space according starts very, the space is large between these two. Then, I think LaTeX is, let's move on to this sentence. I think LaTeX. Now, why am I using the slash V space everywhere? Just for you to have the visibility of the difference between the two, I've used this V space, nothing else. Okay, so I think slash LaTeX is fun. The sentence looks to me as perfectly all right. Okay, but when I try to execute, I think LaTeX is fun. This is how I get the output. I think LaTeX, LaTeX of LaTeX and is comes together. So in order to adjust spaces, what did I say? You have to give a backslash. So I give a backslash here and you see the output here, how it looks, right? Okay, so this is your next one. To adjust spaces between words, you use a backslash, single backslash. Then to give quotes, left quotes and right quotes, all that you need to do is slash LQ is the command. So you enclose it within slash LQ and slash RQ. And so you can, if it is a double quote, then you have to use slash LQ twice and slash RQ also twice. So if you use that, then automatically you can see the outputs. Can you see single quote? The word called single quotes is enclosed in single quotes, and the word called double quotes is enclosed within double quotes. It will appear perfectly well. So this is the use of single quote and double quote. And then the use of hyphen. If you want to have a smaller line, you use a single hyphen. If you want to have a bigger line, use two hyphens together or use 3 hyphens together and so on. So this is the use of hyphen. You can have a look at this on the output so that it will be clear. See, X-rays, I need a small one. So I've just given, in my input, I've just given a single hyphen. But in for 221 to 225, I need a bigger hyphen. So I've given it as 2 hyphens. For after volume 3, I need a very big hyphen, so I give it 3 hyphens there. Now, there are certain things, certain characters called as special characters in LaTeX. So, how do we execute these special characters in LaTeX? One of the special characters in LaTeX is this symbol called as percentage, which we usually use. Now, just look at this statement. Maybe I have now learned about 1% of LaTeX. The percentage I've written correctly, but once I click on once I type a percentage, automatically it turns out to be red in color. What happened to this is that it says it's a special character. So the use of this special character called comment, this is called as the comment symbol. This percentage symbol is called as a comment symbol. What is the use of this comment symbol is, whatever you write after the percentage symbol will not get executed in your output. Okay, it hides it from the output, but it will be there in your coding. Whereas when you try to execute it, it will not run. What is the use of it? The use of it is pretty useful for those who have done the research articles. For those of you who do the research article, maybe you type your article today and take it to your guide for correction. Your guide says remove certain paragraphs from your previous version and paste it in this. Now, if your guide asks you to remove one page fully, and after the second correction, he or she asks you to again place the whole page back again into its original place, then all that you need to do is you needn't type the whole document in case you have made it into a comment line like this. Also, it will not be there in your next output. Whereas if you want to include it, all that you need to do is just just introduce this. So whatever now you can see, maybe I have now learned about 1% of LaTeX. Whatever is there of LaTeX, that comes after your percentage symbol. So whatever is there after the percentage symbol doesn't get executed. So in order to get this symbol, there should be a way, right? For getting percentage also, there should be a way of getting it. So how do I get this is by using the coding slash, backslash, and a percentage symbol. If you use a backslash and a percentage symbol, then it's a coding for LaTeX saying you use a backslash, I need a percentage symbol there. So now you can see the output. Maybe now I have learned about 1% of LaTeX. Okay, so these are there are also some other special symbols like this. You can see in the output tilde, then hash, dollar. All these are considered to be the exponent symbol, ampersand symbol, underscore, backslash. As you can see, why is backslash? You know, backslash is a special character here. So in case you need a backslash, what should you do? What is the command that you have to give? And you know this bracket. Curly braces is also a special character. So in case you want that in your output, how do you execute it? So the commands which are used for that is, I have written it here. For the first one, the tilde symbol, it is ASCII tilde. Then for hash, it is slash hash. Then for dollar, it is slash dollar, slash percentage, slash ASCII circum, slash ampersand, slash underscore, slash text backslash, slash, and curly braces, open curly braces, end curly braces. Now these are the special symbols. So when I try to execute this after typing, when I try to execute this, this is how my output will appear. Okay. If I am a little faster, please do not worry. I have the commands given in the PPT as well. So you can even have a look at it. That will give you all the clarification. I'm moving a little faster because we are behind time. Right, so you have given slash end document. As I told you, whatever is there between slash begin document and slash end document alone will get executed. Whatever is written after that will not get executed. Can you see the output stops here in my second page? See, however I move, there is no third page to it. And after slash end document, I type this is a sample document, but this doesn't get executed. Okay, so this is the first of it. So your first lesson is over. This is about some basic commands that I have in LaTeX. Now we will move on to the next of it, which is going to be more on some simple commands. So some simple commands are some formatting commands that you usually come across. So in case you want to center it, in case you want to move it right, in case you want to move it left, what should I do? Will be your next question. So in order to center something, you have to give the command called slash begin center slash end center. Slash begin center, whatever is typed within that will get executed in the center alone. So every time you do some changes, please try to compile the file so that your file gets compiled and you get the output in no time. It's essential that you always try to get an output because every time you execute, in case you do not get an output, you must know where to go and change it. Okay, so I will also show you a sample of that. Now see, it is applied in diverse areas. That comes as a center one here because I've enclosed it with it slash begin center command and slash end center command. Now the next one, I'm using slash begin center again. This is the output. Just look at the output on my right hand side. File mighty things from small beginnings grow. It was written by John Dryden. So when I have to give this, I want this in center, whereas I want the name of the author on my left. So for giving it as left, the command used is slash begin flush left and slash end flush left. This is the command. And for the whole thing should be in center. So I've given it in center, whereas only the name of the author is there in the on the left hand side. So when I try to execute after giving this command, my output will appear like this. Right? If you want to move it on the right, then all that you must do is slash begin flush right and slash end flush right. Whatever you enclose within that will be on the right side. Now there are different type styles and type sizes, and a few of them are given here. If you want to change it into the different type size, So there are type styles. Text SF. SF stands for sans serif. Okay, sans serif style. It's a style. If you want it as in the sans serif style, then I just enclose the /text SF. That's the coding which is used for this. If I want in the typewriter text, it's the /text TT. TT stands for typewriter. /text SL. SL stands for slanting. So it should be both in the typewriter text as well as it should be in the slanting position. I'll keep this side by side, the output also side by side, so that it will be easy for you to view both the documents. Okay. Yes. So this is the sans serif style that we have given. See, only a polygon, I've enclosed it within braces, so only till triangle it is there in the sans serif style. The rest is in the ordinary style. Next we move on to slanting as well as typewriter style for the whole line. So this is the output that you get. It's both slanting as well as in the typewriter font. The next command that is we move into text IT. IT stands for italicizing again. Okay, like we saw in emphasizing, right? So it's again italicizing. Whereas here I've given /emph. There is already an IT, and within that IT, within that italicizing, I have given a /emph command. So what do you think? Negative will become positive. So that is going to happen here. Only for this word called triangle, that will not be italicized. The remaining will be italicized. Triangle and quadrilateral. Let's see the output. See, this is the output. A polygon of 3 sides. See, the whole document is italicized except for the words triangle and quadrilateral. Okay, because you have given a /emph command within that. Now, what do you do in order to bold? Bold is BF /text BF. BF stands for bold font. Okay, so all this will be, the whole thing will be in bold, and in addition to being bold, the words called triangle and quadrilateral will be emphasized or italicized. So can you see this? It is full, the whole thing is in bold, triangle and quadrilateral alone is italicized. The next one, BF series. This is also very similar to your bold one. Only a triangle, the word called triangle is in bold font here, right? And there are also different font sizes, as you can see. The font sizes range from the command called /tiny to /huge. Okay, so that I have a table which I will show you shortly. So it ranges from /tiny. Can you see? I have given, so the command says /tiny small. That is only this word called small, I need it in a tiny size. So can you see the output here? See, small is very small. It's very tiny. Okay, the remaining are perfect. Okay, so this is about this. Now you can, so using all these commands that we have seen so far, you can even type out a certificate. Okay, so what do you do in order to type a certificate? You can use the different items that I've told you, commands that I've told you to get the output like this. Can you see the Technical Institute certificate? This is to certify. So what are all the commands that I would have used here? Can you guess? The font is large, so huge. I should have either used huge or I should have used large. Then I give this moves on to the next line, so double backslash is the command that I would have used. Then certificate is in bold, so I would have typed it in certificate. And for this TEX, for this format, what should I use? I should use /TEX. Only then it will come like this. And then for this again, the font is different. Can you see the font is different? So I've changed the text to either sans serif or sans serif is this text. Then I have moved it to the right hand side. So /begin and begin flush right and /end flush right I would have used in order to. And this one is centered. The Technical Institute and certificate, both these lines are centered. So I should have enclosed it within /begin center and /end center. So these are the commands that I should have used in order to develop this certificate, as you can see here. Can you see /begin center? So these are exactly the commands that I had given. And if you are from the English department and you would like to, or even from the mathematics department, you would have seen some people quoting from different authors. So if you want to write a poem, then if you want to write a poem, you need to structure it in the format that is given by the author, okay, by the poet. So in that case, you can use the command called a /begin verse and /end verse. Whatever you type within that will be formatted as you can see on the output in my right hand side. Okay, so this is how it will be typed. Now and we will move on to the last one in this while, which is the itemized environment. The itemized environment is created with a pair of begin and end itemized commands. And any piece of text that starts with /item command appears in a bulleted form. So you have to begin if you want to itemize. That is, you have seen, no, in Word we usually have bullets. We have 1, 2, 3 as enumerations and so on. So in order to get bullets, then all that you need to do is you have to enclose it within /begin itemize and /end itemize commands, and then the first and the second, how many ever items you want, you can do it. And whatever piece of text that you write after this command called a /item will get executed as bullets. So when I run this command, this is how the output that I will be getting. Okay, so when I write this /item, this is the bullets with the text that following it. And then in case I want numbers, I do not want bullets like this. In case I want numbers here, all that I should do is use a command called a /begin enumerate. Instead of itemize, we use enumerate and /end enumerate. So when we use this command, you get the output like this. This is, see, it is enumerated as 1 and 2. And then I give a /end document. So that's the end of my document. So I've given some basic information and some simple commands. As you can see here, I see this is the type style that I have specified. I told you type style. There are different text, Roman, sans serif, text, typewriter. These are series. These are shapes, and so on. Then comes the type sizes. Sizes range from /tiny to /tiny to /huge. Okay, normal size means you needn't even specify it. By default, it will be normal. But if you want any other sizes, you have to specify it according to these commands. Then I do see I've tabulated it in my PPT. So these are the things that we just went through. So the simple commands that we went through for emphasizing, italicizing, date, LaTeX, writing LaTeX, single quotes, double quotes, comments, and the special characters. Then for giving space between text, as you can see in this, it is not only this /, you also have different other commands like /quad, /q quad, /semicolon. You can repeat how many ever times you want to increase the sizes. You can keep repeating this /semicolon that many number of times. Okay, and then dashes. If you want dashes, you have to use this. If you want to move to the next line, double /. If you want to move to the next paragraph, leave a blank line. Increase space between lines, then 10 pt, 20 pt, according to your requirement. Or you can give /v space and how many centimeter you want. You can adjust accordingly. And then no indentation, you give /no indent. For center, you have to give /begin center and /end center. To begin with the right margin, you give flush left and flush right, and begin flush right and end flush right. To begin with the left margin, you give /begin flush left and /end flush left. So these were the things that we went through. There are something more when we move on to the mathematical mode, like subscripts and superscripts. So in case you want a subscript, all that you should use is an underscore. Okay, use the underscore. I will show you how to use it. But for a subscript, for generating a subscript, use the underscore. For generating a superscript, use this exponential symbol. And whatever you do within math environment, it should be enclosed within the $ symbol. Or you have an option. You can enclose it within / and a bracket, and close it within bracket and a backslash. Or you can enclose it within /begin math and /end math. commands. Okay, so easiest I think of these three is the dollar symbol. So once we do the dollar symbol, we are done with it. The next is for poetry, we use slash begin verse and slash end verse. Then for bullets, we start with slash begin itemize and end with slash end itemize, then slash item in between. Whatever follows the slash item will get bulleted. The same way, enumeration also the same thing, except for the difference of enumerate, slash begin enumerate and slash end enumerate. So these are the things that we have witnessed so far, right? So we will move into the tech document again. We will be witnessing a little more on mathematics. So how do you do mathematics? A little. How do you get enter into a mathematical mode? That's your next statement. So how do we enter into a mathematical mode is using, I told you always the first line will be slash document class, then the article and so on. Then next is the preamble. The preamble consists of the use packages that you're using. Then we will move on to the main document, body of the document, which is enclosed within slash begin document and slash end document. Now, there's no harm in writing all the slash use packages. You can use slash use package AMS math when you're planning to do a mathematical document. Without any hesitation, please include slash AMS math so that you do not make a mistake. In case you're planning to write a theorem, inside include a theorem in your article, then include this package called slash AMS THM. If you're using any different symbols, then you have to use the package slash AMS SYMB sim, and for any different fonts that you're planning to use, you must use this called as AMS fonts. Now we will move on to look at the output. We will see the output and see if we can write a coding. Now this says the equation representing a straight line in the Cartesian plane is of the form ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, c are constants. If you had noticed in any textbook for that matter, when you look into a mathematics textbook, usually the variables, the mathematical mode is that all these variables will be italicized. Okay. Now, for italicizing, I told you, if it is a written text, then all that you can do is you can write slash emph or tag slash text it and italicize the given thing. But now here you have only the variables that are given. So for italicizing the variables, whenever you get into the mathematical mode, just now we saw in that table, if you remember, we said it has to be enclosed within three options were given. First option is that either enclose it within dollars or enclose it within slash and a bracket, round bracket, or enclose it within the coding called as slash begin math and slash end math. So if you do either of these, then automatically your document will get typesetted in a mathematical mode. Okay, so if you want to get into the mathematical mode, you are introducing a dollar symbol. When you introduce a second dollar symbol, it means you are leaving the mathematical mode, and so that the rest of the text will be formatted easily. So when you write a simple, see, for my first statement here is a simple document. I haven't used any special characters here, and therefore my output is also very simple. But now I am trying to enter into a mathematical mode, so my output also gets changed. I've used this dollar symbol. I've enclosed it within dollars. Okay, this equation. So you can notice that all the variables, see the plus, the binary operations or this equal to symbol doesn't get italicized, and that's the format that we have already witnessed. Therefore, when we introduce dollar symbol, we get into the mathematical mode. When we introduce another dollar symbol, we leave the mathematical mode. Why do I say we leave the mathematical mode? Because otherwise, if you do not leave the mathematical mode, even this where, 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 that will also be italicized, right? So, but here it is in your output. Can you see where ABC, where this output is not italicized? That's because you have enclosed it. Now, I will do an error purposefully and show you how the error will appear and how you have to compile it. Now, I have introduced a dollar symbol here, but I haven't closed it with a dollar symbol. So, and when I try to compile the file, then you can see. Can you see inserted text dollar, and the line number is given to be 25. That is, here you can see the line numbers. So here, if you see, it's asking you which line number it has to go. So 25, I click and give OK. It shows me the line. So here I have to enclose it within dollars. Okay. So dollar, whatever is inserted should also be closed. So only if I close the dollar, this will again get, my output will get executed. So you have to abort this. Can you see a red cross here? So that says you have to abort typesetting and then click on the green triangle again. Now it runs, and once it runs, you will see the output executed. Can you see now? Yes, where A, B, C is also italicized, and the output is perfect. The other, you can see, instead of giving for A a dollar, enclosing A separately within dollars, B separately within dollars, and C separately within dollars, you can also enclose it together also. That's your next statement. So even when you enter it here, ABC, since all the three, there are no text in between, there's no intertext in between. So you can start with dollar and end with dollar itself, and you get the output to be perfectly fine. The other options that I told you, slash, round bracket. So for that also, the fourth statement, see your output, it looks the same. That's why I told you they are all equivalent statements. Or fifth statement, you can begin, you can use the coding slash begin math and slash end math, and your output will be the same. And that's this output. Okay, so fifth statement is also the same. Now, in order to display something, in order to get something in the center, you have to display it and show. What do you do? So, in order to get something like this, let me show you the output. See, in order to get the equation representing a straight line Cartesian is of the form, and you display that equation where A, B, C are constants. So, in order to display this equation, the simple logic behind the command which is used when it is, use a double dollar. Okay, so if you use a double dollar, the equation will get displayed. Or you can also use slash begin equation and slash end equation in order to get this displaying of equations. The next is, as we saw, the codes, the commands for superscript and subscript. It's for superscript, it is exponential symbol. For subscript, it is the underscore symbol. Okay, so if you want an output like this in the 17th century, look at the right hand side. I'm reading from the output. N greater than 2. So what do you think you have to use here? A dollar symbol before and after. Greater than symbol is there in your keyboard, so no special commands required. But if it is a greater than or equal to, then the command used is slash LE. LE stands for less than equal to, slash GE stands for greater than or equal to. Okay, so that's the command used. There are no integers x, y, z. So x, y, z, for x, y, z, you have to again enclose it within within dollars. Then you're displaying the equation. So since you're displaying the equation, you have to enclose it within double dollars before and after. And then you see x power n plus y power n is equal to z power n. So the coding used is exponent n plus y exponent n is equal to z exponent n. Look at the coding here that we have written. Can you just go through it? As I have told you, a dollar for n greater than 2, then dollar for all these, then double dollar for the equation, then an exponent symbol for x power n, y power n, and so on. Now I leave this as an exercise for you. X power, just take it down and see if you can write it quickly. Maybe I will wait for a second for you to write down the coding for this. X power n, the whole power m is equal to x power nm. So always enclose it within dollars, and then exponent symbol x, exponent m, n, close the bracket, then again exponent m. Look at this. Look at this coding. Have you got this coding right? Yes. Okay. So this can be interchanged, can be relocated in order to get an output like this as well. Or you can even use 2 power n can also be generated by using the numbers of this form. 2 power n can be generated like this. Okay. So 2 power, 2 exponent symbol, then again 2 power n. So I enclose it within brackets and write to per n again in order to get an output like this. Then underscore. The sequence xn underscore n. So underscore stands for the subscript. So xn is given by x1 is equal to 1, x2 is equal to, x3 is equal to 3. Now if I don't use this slash quad, then just look at the output. Keep looking at the output. When I execute this, you see that in the output, just look into x1 is equal to 1. Do you notice the change? X1 is, there's no space between x1 is equal to 1 and x2 is equal to 2. Whereas between x2 is equal to 2 and x3 is equal to 3, there is a space. What is the difference? I told you for spaces, for giving spaces, you have to use either slash quad or slash q quad or the slash and a semicolon. So these are the symbols which are, these are commands which are used for giving spaces between them. And for generating the subscripts, you use underscore. Right? Okay. Next, we move on to the next one. This is also similar, whereas it's a combination of not only the it's a combination of the subscript as well as the superscript. You can see xn square. So xn square, how do I give? X underscore n and an exponent symbol with a 2 there, and a square again a exponent 2. Right? I have given q quad also here for your. So all these can be generated. You can just try it out. I'm not going to give you a detailed explanation about all this because it's already given. We will move on to a different one called as how to generate square root. Square root of 2, how do I generate? So square root of 2, the command used for generating square root is slash sqrt. And within brackets, you have to give 2. If you do that, you will perfectly get this. Can you see 14th one and the 14th output is this. The next one, if you want something different like this, 15th one, 4th root of 5 and 5th root of 4, then what do we do? Then all that you need to do is this 4 and this 5 are optional. You just have to give it as an optional. So slash sq, slash sqrt, whatever you give within flower braces will come here, will appear inside the square root. If you want something outside the square root, all that you need to do is use an optional bracket. So this is the command which is used for slash sqrt, then optional bracket 4, then the command which is 5 here, or 5th root of 4. That can also be given. So anything can be generated. Can you see this output 2 root 2 square into square root within square root also can be generated using this command very easily. All that you need to understand is where you have to open the bracket and where you have to close the bracket. If you're careful with the brackets, then writing a program for it is not going to be difficult at all. Now it converges to pi. How do I generate this pi? The coding for generating pi is slash pi. Okay, slash pi. So it converges to slash pi. That also has to be enclosed within dollar symbol. Okay, so slash pi. The next one, for real numbers xy, define the operation circle. Can you see? We define the operation circle. So for this, the command is slash circ. I'm giving you only few commands. For the detailed thing, I will give you some other website. Okay, so slash circ, and you are displaying an equation. So for displaying it is $. So I write $, and I execute this command. The next one for row. So row for x row y. So for this, the command used is slash rho. Okay, that's the command which is used in order to create this. Now there is a see, you can see this is without space and this output is with space. Now this row is used here as a relation. The relation between x and y. So in order to get a space between the two, you have to use a command called as math. For this matter, for any relation that you want to define between two variables, you can use this slash math rel, then give whatever is the operation that you're using. So if you give this command, then your output will be as seen here. The next one is that what do you do in order to type equations and align them? Look at the 20th statement in my output on the right hand side. you say ux is equal to vy, uy is equal to minus vx, and I write this as CR equations. So in order to write this, what should I do is my command. Now, you see that the equations here are aligned one after another. It's not just ux is equal to vy in one place and uy. So in order to align this, the command that is used is this slash begin equation. Leave alone this. I have commented this. I'll tell you why I have used this later. Slash begin aligned and then slash end aligned I've given. Then slash quad slash text because I want a space, and then I write a text CR equation, and then I give slash end equation. So any equation should be enclosed within slash begin equation and slash end equation. Now, for if in case I want a bracket on the right, but I do not want a bracket on the left, then all that I will do is slash. I'll use a command called slash left and put a dot there. So what does this dot mean? The dot means there is no left bracket, whereas on the right I need a flower braces. So for this I will give slash flower braces. So when I give this, I will execute this and show you all. So when I execute this, this is how my text will appear. Do you notice the change? Ux is equal to vy CR equation, and there's also an equation number which comes automatically. This is the first of begin equation. So when you want to number the equation, you can give slash begin equation and slash end equation. Suppose I do not want a number for this equation, all that you should do is you have to put a star here. Slash begin equation star and slash end equation star. Okay, so if you give a slash begin equation star and a slash end equation star and try to execute this, just have a look at the output. Your number will disappear. So your number disappeared. So if you do not want to have the equation number, all that you must do is use a star. Right. So now this is how you will generate. In case you see the extra command that I've used is this this ampersand symbol. I told you ampersand is a special character. Suppose I do not use this ampersand symbol, then let's see what comes as our output. Can you see the output? The output has changed a bit. Ux is equal to vy is in one place, uy is equal to v minus vx is in another place. It is not, this equal to is not aligned. So what is the use here for this ampersand symbol? Its use is to align it accordingly. Okay, align the equal to symbol accordingly. So when you use ampersand symbol within slash begin aligned and slash end aligned command, then automatically your equal to symbol will be aligned, right? Okay, then I will skip this and move on to summation. A few of this, and then we will move on to the article. So in order to generate this summation, that symbol called summation, the command used is slash sum. Okay, slash sum. So slash left bracket, I've put this bracket because if I give a ordinary round bracket, the bracket will appear very small. That is the reason I've given this command called slash left and a round bracket. Then slash Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. We can hear you.
Sorry, there was a power shutdown in my place. That's why I reconnected it.
That's okay, ma'am.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can
yeah.
share the
Yeah.
screen again by
Yeah.
the same method. Great, okay.
Okay, so I was dealing with this summation. So for summation, my screen is visible, right? Sir?
It's visible, ma'am. Clear.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
It is visible.
Okay, sir. So slash left and slash sum is a command which is used for sum, and modulus, of course, for the limits. K is equal to 1, the lower limit and the upper limit. For the lower limit, you have to use an underscore. So you use an underscore and write K is equal to 1. Can you see that command here? Side by side, have a look at the command. And for the upper limit, all that you have to do is use an exponent symbol. That command which we have seen for a superscript and a subscript. So for this, you have an upper limit and you write it as n. Then a modulus symbol sk. K is again on the superscript font. Okay, so sorry, subscript. So s x underscore k, y underscore k, then the whole square. So I enclose this within this and write slash right and put a bracket and the exponent symbol again and write a square. And then as I told you, this is less than or equal to, so therefore the command is slash LE. It stands for less than equal to. Okay, so this can be followed for anything. For integration, it is slash INT. And for the lower limit, you use an underscore. For the upper limit, you use an exponent symbol. And that's how you write the integration part of it. So these are some of the mathematical symbols and mathematical equations of how it can get executed. Right, and a small just at the how to write the theorems is using this command slash. You have to define the environment first. When you have theorems in your article, all that you need to do is you have to define the environment. You have to use the package called slash use package amsthm. Okay, and then slash, you have to define this slash new theorem. This THM is the first one. The first is the name that I am giving, and the second one is the default name, which is default command, okay, which stands for the theorem. So this name I can change it according to my preference. But whatever name I use here in this place, the same thing I should use for slash begin command and slash end command. If I'm using THM here, I should use only THM here. If I'm using THEOREM here, again I should use only that word here. Okay, that's the only intricacy which depends when you move on to the theorem environment. So slash new theorem is the command. Slash new theorem, you have to define this. Only once if you define, that's more than sufficient. You can involve how many ever theorems you need. And then slash begin proof and slash end proof. It's for writing a proof. Okay, slash begin proof and slash end proof. Using this same type of commands, you can define a corollary. In this place, you can put COR. In this place, you can put corollary, and you can define a corollary. You can define you can write down a definition using this. So you can write a remark using this. You can write a note using this. You can write a lemma using this. Okay, so using the same declaration, you have to just declare and then use that in the forthcoming lemma or theorem or whatever note or remark that you are using. So this is one thing that I want to emphasize as far as mathematics is concerned. Now we will move on to the main part and the last part of it, which is how to section and write the different parts of an article. So how do I write the different parts of an article is the final thing that we have to. Now I have defined it again. Okay, slash document class article. Let me come to this later. Now, first thing that I must use is, I told you, now all of you should remember the basic structure of a research article. So the basic structure looks like this. Can you see? The title followed by the author name, then the affiliation, then followed by the abstract, then different sections, introduction, history, whatever, then literature survey, and finally the reference conclusion, and finally the reference part of it. Now, these numbers which I've given for the sections, I do not give these numbers explicitly anywhere in my document, whereas these numbers gets automatically generated when I give a certain command. So let's see how we get these automated commands once we have a document like this, once we try to write a document like this. So first thing about this is writing the title and defining all these author information. So writing a title of a document, first after you define / document class article, you just have to write down / title, then give the title here within braces, give the title here. For writing the author's name, the command used is / author. Then you notice in the output how the author name looks like. The author name looks like this. Can you see? There are two authors. So I named it as the first author and the second author. And it is on the superscript. And it is also quite small. And on the superscript. Here also it's on the superscript. Okay, so you enclose it within dollars. For superscript, you have to use this symbol, exponent symbol. Then I have to write a 1. Then we move on to author 1. Now rewrite the name of the author here. Whatever name, you have to write the name of your. Same way, you can keep including authors. Put a comma separated by commas. You can include the author name. If I have to move to the next line, then all that I have to use is a double backslash. So use a double backslash. Move on to the next one. Then you move on to the next one. You have to give the affiliation of the author. So what is the affiliation of author 1? What is the affiliation of author 2? So he's from University A, he's from University B. Again, I wanted a little smaller than whatever was given. So I use this this font size called as /small. Okay, and then again 1 stands for University A, once 2 comes from University B. Now, the next thing is this date 1 is optional. If you do not want a date, you have to leave a blank space. Okay, if you do not want, see, this is a blank space. Just take a careful look at it. It's a blank space and not just an empty braces. Okay, so I give a space here and it's a blank space. So when I give a space and write it like this, then it means I do not want the date to appear. Okay, I might have started my paper 3 months back, but I do not want the journal person to know when I have started. So I do not want the date. In case you want the date, then all that you must do is you just type in /date. Okay, and you can give in for typing today's date, you know what is the command. The command is /today. You can either give /date and /today, or you can just type /date. You have to give /today. Within this, you give /today. Okay. So when you give it like this and you try to run the program, can you see the date appearing here? May 28, 2020. So this is how the date will appear. Right? Okay, next we will move on to the next part of the document, which is the abstract part of it. Can you see the abstract structure, how beautiful it looks? I haven't aligned it at all. While we align it in Word, it is very difficult. You have to move the ruler this side, the ruler, sometimes it becomes a little cranky, and you keep moving rulers this side and that side, and you get fed up with it. But that's not the case. I'm not belittling any kinds of softwares, but then the ease of this software is mentioned here. Okay, so for creating the abstract part of it, the command used is /begin abstract and /end abstract. Okay, so within this now, the important thing that you need to create the title of the document and the author information is that one important one important command that you must specify is /make title, MAKE title. The placement of this command is very important. If you place it above slash begin document, it will not get executed. I have told you many times where whatever is written within slash begin document and slash end document alone will get executed. Here, even though you have written the title before the after the preamble, it doesn't matter unless and until you give the command called slash make title. Where should you make the title? At the beginning. Okay, so slash make title, you're giving it here. So automatically, if I see, let me just delete it for a minute and see, try executing this and see if I get my output to be the same. Do you see how the output changes? Can you see? It is only starting with a picture that I have, and then comes the abstract. It's only starting with the abstract. I do not have the make title. So this make title is very, very essential, and it has to be written after your slash begin document command. Okay, now we will move on to the next. For creating abstract, it is slash begin abstract and slash end abstract. For giving the different sections, the command used is, see, I have said no, first one is introduction, that's section. So for giving the section, the command used is slash section. Okay, it's very simple, slash section, and whatever name you want to give to that section, you can give those names for the corresponding sections. Okay, so slash section. If you want a subsection within this, all the command that you will use is slash subsection, and give the name of that section and type in whatever you want. If you want to give a subsection to it, you use a command called subsection, slash subsection, and you give the name of that. So it will appear. Can you see? I haven't given 1.1 anywhere, neither have I given 1.1.1 anywhere, but automatically it aligns itself. Now, if I have to move on to the next section, what should I do? I should give slash section again. For this literature survey, I should give slash section. Again, for this software used, this is the next section. Suppose I do not want the section number to appear. What should I do? Slash section star. Okay, as I told you for equations, I told you it is begin equation star and slash end equation star. Same way, if I do not want the section number, then all that I have to give is slash section star. So if I give, see, in introduction, I have given slash section star. Let me see what comes. Do you notice? See, introduction, there's no section number here. It starts with 0.1, 0.1.1. Then comes literature survey as my section 1. Okay, so this is the use of section and section star. Next, we will move on to how to write references. So this is how you will click on sections. You will create sections. Next, I will click on the most important one, which is how to insert pictures in any document. How to insert pictures. How do we insert pictures? Is there are a set of set of commands to insert pictures. Now, the pictures that you have can be a picture that you draw, or it can be a picture that you have uploaded or downloaded from the internet. So when you have downloaded a picture from the internet, and usually the picture formats are .png, .jpg, and so on. So if I have downloaded a flower picture from the internet, and now the important thing that you must notice is here you have to save that picture only in the folder where you have saved the LaTeX file. Only if you save it there, it will work. Otherwise, it will not work. And the same name that you have given for that file should be given here. Okay. So usually the coding for it is slash begin figure and slash end figure. I want the figure to be in the center, so I have given slash centering. I have to give the command for taking the picture from where I have taken. So I have to give slash include graphics. The width of the picture is 6 centimeter. I can even change this, and then you give, this is optional. The width of the picture is optional, and the name of the flower, I have saved it as flower in my folder. I have saved it as flower. And what is the format of the picture? Format of the picture is .jpg. So I have saved it as .jpg here, and then you can even rotate this picture. You know, you can give an angle here. You can, your option, you can include angle. See, now the picture is in the format that you see. Angle is equal to 90. Suppose I get Okay, angle is equal to 90. Then you give a caption. This is following. There you give a caption so that you label it. You can also give a label for it. You can give a caption for it. Now, if I run this, I have changed the angle to be 90 degrees. Just look at the output. Keep looking at the output. Once the compiling is done, your output will change. Can you see the output? Can you see the figure being changed? Yes. So this is also one possibility that you can do with inserting figures. Okay. So this is how you insert figures. Then you can also insert tables inside it. How do I insert tables? The command used is /begin tabular. Here you can use, you can specify, I need 2 columns. This many number you have written, mentions the number of columns. Now I have used RR. R specifies the right alignment. Okay, for both my columns, both columns should be right aligned. That's the meaning of it. You can even, I will change it to center, or I will change it to left and also show you later. Now I have written a simple table. I have created a simple table, S number, serial number, then ampersand. This is very essential for moving on to the next column. It is item. Okay, so 2 columns only. How many rows you want, you can keep adding by just including the double backslash symbol. You can keep increasing the number of rows. The number of columns alone should be specified. So when I run this document, you can see the output. I have already run this file. You can see the output appearing here. Can you see the output? Serial number, item, serial number, item, both are right aligned, right? If I click C here, if I want a center alignment and if I want a left alignment for this, again, I give C and L. For the first one, it will be center. For the second column, it will be left alignment. Just look at the output, keep looking at the output, it will change once the compiling is over. Can you see? It has changed. Now I need a line for this. Okay, I need a horizontal line, I need a vertical line. So let me give a vertical line. All that I need to do is insert this like this, a vertical line between this and this. If I give only on the end, only at the end, only on the left hand side end, it will appear. See the output. Only on the left hand side there will be one line. So how many ever lines you want, you have to include. Okay, so if it depends. See, can you see? Only on the left hand side it appears. If you do not want one line, if you want double line, you can also include double line again. Okay, and here I want it after this column. I want it after the second column as well. So I include a line. I want a horizontal line as well. So I give /h line. After this. After this I want, so I will give a /h line command, /h line. H line stands for horizontal line. So now let me see the output, how it appears. On the left hand side, it should be a double line. On the, can you see? /h line. Now there is see, after I have specified it after this column. That is why the line is there above that serial number. Now let me specify this. After serial number, I need a horizontal line. So if I write this here, what happens? You should be able to guess by now. Okay, and I don't need a double line. I want a perfect table. So if I want this, let me see, what do I get? It will take time for compilation, but once you're okay with it, then can you see it appears like this. So give a /h line here again, /h line. If you want to close it with /h line, again here you can give /h line. So wherever you want, you can change it. There are also various other ways of customizing your customizing the tables. Okay, and I'm not dealing with it because it's only the introduction that I'm giving. So on top also you can include a line now using /h line. So this is about inserting tables. The next thing that we will see is the bibliography, and there we close. For bibliography, you have to use /begin the bibliography, and it's a plain style that you're using, Harvard style. Okay, so plain style, and every reference should be prefixed by this command called as /bibitem. Okay, /bibitem. Then you give the name of the author. You give, I use emphasize. /rm stands for Roman. I don't want this to be emphasized. So I give /rm command. I want this to be emphasized, so I give /emph command, then comes the journal name, the volume name, the volume number, then comes the year, followed by the page number. So this is how the format is. Now, once the format is done, this is the coding that we give for this particular reference. How do you move about how do you write this coding? I will tell you. Now, all that you have to do for this writing this coding is CAG, that's the first two letters of the first author. If there are more than one author, then first two letters of the first author, first two letters of the second author, and that's how the format goes on. And this 02 stands for the last two digits of the year of publication. Last two digits of the year of publication. That's how we frame the coding. So we give this coding is very important. Okay. This is only used for citing, right? I have given one more also for your reference. See, if there are two authors, what do you do? AT and then EL and the last two digits of the year of publication, 09. Okay, and you end with /end the bibliography and /end document, and that's it, you're done. So your reference will get formatted as you see here. Can you see how your reference gets formatted? You haven't given the numbers as 1, 2, but automatically it gets formatted like this. Now, once we give these references, we have to cite the references. How do we cite the references? For citing the reference you have seen here, can you see 1 is given here and 2 is given here? How do I get those 1 and 2? Have I typed that 1 and 2 in my document? Let's see after this, in this paragraph called History of LaTeX. History of LaTeX in this paragraph called. Can you see this LaTeX, History of LaTeX? This is the paragraph. I haven't given the number 1, but the number 1 appears in my output. So what have I given instead? I've given this command called /cite, CITE, and for the author 1, the coding is AG02. That's how I've given the coding for him. So I give /cite. That is why that framing of the coding is very important for you. So /cite, this is what you have framed, AG02. If I want for the second author, it should be /cite ATEL09, whatever the coding I've given for the second author. And you try to execute it, and you will be perfectly getting this article which you have framed. So there we come to the end of, I think I have given you the gist of whatever we have seen. We will move on to the PPT back again. See, for theorems, matrices I haven't showed you. For matrices, it is /begin P matrix /end P matrix. If you want, I can just show you a sample of it. Yes. Can you see this? /begin, always your matrices should be within /begin equation and /end equation. And there are three different things. One is begin P matrix, B matrix, and V matrix. What is the difference between P, B, and V is what we will see. V's, you can see it getting compiled. You can see the output. You know there are different formats that we use for matrices. Either a bracket, a round bracket. So if you want a round bracket, you have to use P matrix. If you want a square bracket, you must use B matrix. And if you want a determinant, you must use V matrix. And that's the difference between the three. Now you can include how many ever lines and how many ever rows and how many ever columns you want in order to describe this. So there we come to the end. So your table, I've specified all these in the table. Okay, so text with an equation, sign, product, for epsilon, for arrow mark, what is the command that is used, for title, for author, for citation, for figures. This table gives you an entire description of whatever we have seen so far. So some of the common mistakes that we usually make, LaTeX will give you errors when you try to run it because of problems with your input. As mentioned earlier, sometimes the location of the error that LaTeX reports may not be correct. So it's useful to know what usually causes these problems. Your usual sources of error will include a misspelled command. See, environment, if you haven't defined like /use, and one more thing I forgot to mention. When you are using figures, there is a package that you have to use, /use package graphics, graphics. Only if you use that package, your file will run. Otherwise, your figure will not get executed. So even if you do not use that, there will be an error. Okay, and missing or improperly nested /n statements. I did tell you about this. Then improperly matched brackets. Missing command arguments, a missing dollar symbol. We had a sample of it as well. Using one of the special LaTeX characters such as hash and so on. So we have seen an introduction. The quote by Martin Luther was very attractive. You don't have to see the whole staircase, but just take the first step. So I have only introduced the subject to you. There is a lot more that you can do with LaTeX. So it can be used even outside of the narrow limits that I have explored it in. A little Google or Wikibook search will uncover lots of information for any issue. For more exposition on the codings, you can have a look at this link that I have specified here, tech.stackexchange. And in case you have queries which are not solvable, you can always contact me at my email ID for any queries. These are some of the references. There's a manual, reference and user guide, and there are lots of links that are available which can give you answers to most of your problems. Thank you. I think I can take a couple of questions before we complete, if there are any.
Thank you, ma'am. Our Madam Dr. Annamma, she will act as a moderator and she will ask questions on behalf of the panel.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sarah, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
The first question.
Yes,
it is from Dr. Sarojini, Queen Mary's College, Chennai.
Yes, ma'am.
She has asked, what is the command to be used when we have to merge two columns while inserting a table?
Okay, the command which is used for this, as I told you, we can customize the table. So it comes in customization where we can use a command called /multi-columns. That is, when we merge two columns, then you give the number. You use a command called /multi-columns, and you use how many ever columns you have to merge. If it is 2, you specify a 2. If it is 3, you specify a 3, and so on. So that's how you give the command for merging two columns.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
The next question is cross-referencing possible in LaTeX? And this has been asked by Mrs. Rosalind from Urus College, Vellore.
Okay, yes, cross-referencing is possible in LaTeX. A simple example that I can show you is this for cross-referencing. Suppose you have an equation and you have to refer to that equation somewhere else, then in this place, suppose I have to refer to this matrix. So in this place, you give a command called /label. You label it and say, give it a name that is applicable to it, some matrix, a name which is convenient to you. I'll put it as just mat. Okay, so I give it a name, and wherever I want to refer, at that position, I have to state this as /ref. I have to give a cross-ref. This is cross-referencing. So /ref, what should I refer? I should refer this mat. So the number automatically gets generated at this place. Say this can also be done anywhere. Suppose I want to refer this section somewhere, and I should just label this as /label. I give a command call. I give some keyword called intro. Okay, and I have to refer here. I say C section. Okay, so I say here C section. I'm writing it here itself for lack of time. Otherwise, you can refer it anywhere, even at the end of the document. /ref, and you give an intro. If you give it as intro, then when you execute this file, you will find a section 1 here. Whatever is the number of this section, that will appear here. That's how you do the cross-referencing.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
The next question is from Dr. Balaji of LN Government College, Poneri.
Yes,
he has asked, where can we find coding for mathematical symbols and other symbols that are not mentioned in this webinar?
Okay, fine. There is a possibility to find out the other codings for other symbols as well. I will move on to the Google. There is one software called as Detectify. Detextify. Okay, yes. In this, you can find out anything that you want. Okay, so this that I was talking about. You have a hand symbol recognition also. You can even you can write anything. See, there's something here. It's specified as classify, draw here. So you can draw a symbol here and get the output here, coding here, or you click on this called as symbols. You get a list of various list of symbols and their codings, their corresponding codings. See, can you see? You can see this. In case you want a bracket, what is the code? In case you want a slash, what is the code? In case you want this bracket, as I told you, can you see slash and a bracket here? Ampersand symbol, slash and an ampersand symbol. You can, whatever you can name, you can get it here. See, alpha slash alpha. But it will also sometimes specify what package you have to use. Can you see this? Is it visible? Can I zoom it a little? Is it visible? Yes. So
yes.
see, for angle, for alpha, all that you need to do is you use this. It will also specify the package. In case you're using this symbol, this angle, you have to use this package. Only if you use this package, you can use this command called slash angle. Only then it will work. So for any symbols that you can name in math or any other subject for that matter, you can get the coding which is available in this software called as Detextify. So I think I have cleared it for you.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for the answers.
Thank you, ma'am. So I would again like to thank the organizers. If there are no more doubts, thank you for giving me an opportunity to share my expertise in this field. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I requested Dr. Annama, ma'am, to propose the vote of thanks formally on behalf of the Department of Mathematics and Govt College.
Thank you, sir. Representing the Department of Mathematics LNGC, I sincerely thank our respected principal, Dr. T. Shekhar, for his motivation to organize this webinar in association with IQAC of our college. My heartfelt thanks to Dr. Surya, Assistant Professor of Mathematics, Stella College, for immediately accepting our invitation to conduct this webinar. I express my deepest gratitude to Sister Rosie Joseph, Principal, Stella College, and my warm regards to my friends from Stella College. I thank Dr. Tirucheran, Head Department of Mathematics LNGC, for leading us in this endeavor. My sincere thanks to Dr. Manjunathan, IQAC Coordinator LNGC, and his team for helping us from the beginning for the successful conduct of this webinar, and my hearty thanks to IQAC LNGC for the technical support. My deep sense of appreciation to my colleagues in the Department of Mathematics LNGC for their tremendous support to plan and execute this webinar. My special thanks to all the heads of departments and staff from LNGC for their support. I extend my warmest thanks to all the participants for attending our webinar. Thank you. Over to Dr. Manjunathan.
Ma'am, thank you. Ma'am, thank you, ma'am. It's a great speech, and the feedbacks on the right-hand side, maybe you may not have noted down, but still, no, you are following it up continuously, and they were all for positive feedbacks, and they were all in awe of the way in which you delivered the lecture, and it was very well informed and very clear, and you are comfortable with the gadgets as well that added value to this, because the webinar is a new concept to majority of us, and using the webinar positively and to the advantage of the speaker is an art, and we are all learning in the learning process, and you have effectively used the webinar in such a way that you have delivered exactly what you wanted to deliver, and we have all received whatever you could give. And thank you for that excellent speech. And even though Madam has said the vote of thanks, I want to add a supplement to whatever Madam has said. We want to thank the principal of our college, who is continuously supporting us. This is the third webinar of this kind, and this is the first of its kind to have in coordination with the department, fixing the speaker and selecting the questions, being with us and supporting us. The Department of Mathematics has done a marvelous job, and thank you to the head of the department, faculty members, including Annama ma'am, V.K. Balaji sir, and others, for the excellent support that is given to us. And the participants, we have participants from India and abroad, and they were all like cooperative, and they stayed back until 6:30, and they were with us. And thanks to them, college principals, researchers, teachers, students, we will thank them all. And even a lot of university professors and college principals, they stayed online, and they even communicated to us, congratulating us, thanking us. Their appreciation and congratulations have motivated us to go further and to conduct many programs like this with such a wonderful speakers like you. And engage this kind of a webinar has also made one other thing possible, that is engaging the teachers and making them focus back to academics, because we were all dejected, we were morally discouraged, we were down, we don't know, we were like seeing the doomsday. But suddenly this webinar kind of thing boom happened, and this has given us a hope that we can start evolve ourselves and find new ways to reach to our students. These kind of webinars can easily be duplicated, practiced with the students as well. Individual teachers, they can conduct their own classes like this. Definitely, classroom teaching can never be replaced by online classrooms, because the personal touch is not there. But still, in this kind of a pandemic situation, lockdown, definitely these kind of platforms will help them reach to the students and keep them focused. And this kind of focus will help the students also psychologically, morally. And thanks to the opportunity given to us by the department, Department of Mathematics and the college principal and everybody. One last announcement to the participants. Participants, a lot of you asked for the PowerPoint presentation. This program will be made re-live again. You can watch the entire program again for another 2 days. Any time of the day for the next 2 days, you can log in and watch from start to end. Only problem is you can't forward or rewind. You have to watch it as it is a fresh live program. So it will be made re-live again. You can watch the entire program and you can write to us. Of course, we can collect the data of your entry and exit time of your re-live program also. So those who have missed this program in live, they can watch the re-live program, and then by sending the feedback form, we will cross-check with their entry and exit time, and we will give certificates to them as well, so that those who have missed can actually, they can follow it up with the re-live program. And after a few days, probably we will we have recorded this program. So with the kind of editing that it needs, thanks to the initial hiccups, but this is impossible to conduct a perfect program in this kind of a platform. So there will be some hiccups, but still, how we manage to get back, that matters. We managed to get back, like how we managed to get back even after a corona, which is a worldwide pandemic, and very good feedback, and the delivery was superb, and the feedback form we have received, and your certificates, e-certificates will be sent automatically by a software, but the software has a limit per day, so you will be getting your e-certificates within next 4 days. If at all you don't get a e-certificate within next 4 days, you please write to us in the email mentioned in the circular that is being given to you, and definitely we'll revert back to you and we'll make sure that you get the e-certificates. Thank you, participants, for the excellent support that you have extended, and please pass on the word that LN Government College is conducting this kind of live and webinars, and it is a series of webinars. Physics department, history department, chemistry department, and other departments, English department, all these departments are going to conduct webinars like this with excellent speakers. Please pass on the word that we are conducting these kind of seminars. Hope to see you all again, and we are keeping the topics as general as possible so that majority of you teachers and research scholars can get benefited. And this is one kind of a topic which can be, watched, followed, and learn from these kind of programs. So thank you, participants, and spread the good word, and hope that we can meet again in this kind of a webinar, or if this pandemic goes off, meet in person as well. Thank you. Thank you, madam. Thank you, Anama ma'am, Sarah ma'am, and thanks to everybody. Thank you. I think we can wind up the session. I'll just close off this. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.